I'm breaking down a deal today. This is in the neighborhood of Gulfport, New Port Richey in Florida. So some of the houses around here are the high end, about 800,000 or 900,000, and the lower end probably in the fours. And the house that I'm gonna show you or walk through, it has been flooded. So a lot of these houses have been flooded in this neighborhood here, and because you don't need because the damage is less than 50%, so you can fix it again. I'm gonna kind of go through it. This house is about 2,000 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, flooded. I'm going to show you the inside in a few minutes. I'm going to walk to the back, just kind of give you the feel of what it looks like. It's right on the water, and all the neighbors, everybody here, they all have boats and things like that. So this particular house is quite nice. I'm going to show you the back here. Well, all of the neighbors, they all have seawall and they built out the deck and everything. This particular house doesn't have it. So if that's the kind of, you see the neighbor's house, they all have decks and seawall. Okay. So if this house, if it was not flooded, and market value, I would say conservatively on the low end is probably 590 to 600,000. But now that it's flooded, everything is gutted on the inside up to about 3 or 4 feet. All the drywall's been removed. All the damage has been removed, and the mold remediation, it has been done. Just want to break down this deal for an investor and what it might look like for somebody. So you start out, let's say, ARV after repair value is about 590 to 600,000. We have an investor who is also a builder, gave us a rough estimate. It would be between 130 to 150,000. It depends on the fit and finish and the material that you pick out. So let's come in and see. Okay, let me just turn this camera around, and we're going to walk around the house and talk about what's possibility is, okay? Okay, so here we are, the inside of the house. I'm going to turn around and show you the house. So there it is. This is the beauty. Yeah, so I'm going to go through this house, talking about the numbers, but I know outside I mentioned that 590, 600, I was being generous, so I'm gonna back up the numbers and just say let's be super conservative, and after repair value gonna be like 550. Just give us some more room to work with the numbers here. It's always better to be conservative and not, fool ourselves to say that, we're going to be selling this top of the market. We also have to consider, where the market is heading. Prices are not dropping, but there's a lot of this type of property up on the market at the moment. So we have to kind of stay conservative as well. So I'll say, after repair value, let's just say $550,000, okay? let's start with that number and we're going to work backwards from there. How much to rehab, what's the marketing cost, what's the holding cost, how much you purchase it for, and closing costs, and you know, if you're going to stage it or not. So anyways, let's mosey on. So this is a 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2,000 square feet. As you can see, the part of the drywall are out. So it looks like it's 4 feet up. I would, you know, if I were to do this, I would definitely do at least or 49 inches from the bottom, from there to up there, because you know, the 4x8s, you can just go across and there's minimal cuts. That's just me. Some people like to put drywall vertically. I do whatever works. So we are in the master suite right now, and the bathroom is over here. Okay. And of course, I would do all new. We spoke to our contractor, builder. He said just to do all the interiors, the bathroom and the kitchen and stuff like that. The 2-bathroom kitchen, all the walls, all the floors, not counting all the windows. They look pretty good, but they are older. So that's an additional cost if you consider that. And but the reason I'm not putting it in is that the price of windows varies drastically if you go to storm windows or you can do just regular windows with storm shutters on the outside. So that's the numbers that I left out. But you can see when we go through this whole thing, and you're going to be able to use this type of formula to calculate your next rehab or next flip. So over here is the sink-in living room. Over here is your dining room. And the kitchen is through that door. That's the whole thing here. I'm not sure if it's a supporting wall or not. That potentially can be opened up. I'm not sure. But walking down here, there's a bathroom directly there. There's a bedroom on that side and a bedroom on that side. We'll walk through that later. But here is the kitchen. Of course, all of that will have to go. So everything will be new. And this wall, I don't know if it's, like I said, load bearing or not. But if that opens up, then it opens up to this area, which is pretty nice. Now, so for $130, you get everything brand new. So it will be like virtually a new house when you walk in, minus the windows and some of the sliding doors. They look like they're in good condition. So that's your call as an investor. So it's up to you how you're gonna do that. But for the $130,000, now that's one person who will be responsible for everything. So you have like one neck to choke. So you're not chasing after a electrician. You're not chasing after the plumber. You got the one guy who does it all, and then he sub everything out, and he's responsible for all of that. That's great. Now, if you want to piecemeal it out, maybe you know how to do drywall. You can do the drywall yourself, save some money there. And if you're good at plumbing and stuff like that, you can do you know, then you might not have to spend 130. You might be able to do it for a lot cheaper. If you're good in tiling or something like that, you can finish the bathrooms. You're good at cabinets, you can do the cabinets. But here's the second bedroom, or third bedroom rather. And everything looks good. So it's a nice thing about open up the walls because you can see what's behind it. I'm going to walk through one of the sliding door. There's the watermark. So I don't know if you see that or not right there. There's a slight watermark. That's how high the water came up to. So it probably came up to about 30 inches. And obviously it doesn't matter now because everything is all gone. So walking through this kind of property, it reminds me of a property that I just walked through just a week ago. Now the story, I met this investor. He's a brand new investor and bought a property in Clearwater, 3-bedroom, 1 bath. The numbers looks great on paper. Bought it for 160 from a wholesaler. The wholesaler also promised or talked him into also redoing this other property for an additional $30,000. So after repair value for that particular property is about 225, 250. So he figured, you know what, it's a good spread. He entered a contract for these people to do it. He invited me over to look at the property last week, and I was shocked of the quality of work. It was so bad. When I get permission to post that video, I will link I'll put a link below so you can see what terrible work that is. But this just a warning to everyone who's looking at doing this. Please, get the right contractor, because if you don't, it's gonna really bite you in the butt later on. And this is what happened to the other person. And you can't even sue them because you sign on the dotted line that you are gonna pay them the X amount, and then they've done the work, and the scope of the work, they technically finished it, but it's so bad that you have to remove a lot of that stuff. But good luck fighting that in court. They're not gonna. It's the investor actually went and talked to my friend, an attorney, and the attorney say, you know what, you have better luck. Just go and make your money the next one instead of fighting this one. So anyways, but this is the back of the house, and I noticed that it's heating and cooling, and these are all glass windows. So maybe those can be refurbished. I mean, it looks like it's in good condition, but it is one pane, so it's not double pane glass. Anyways, what else? So marketing for this place, I'm calling, if you're gonna sell this at $550,000, you definitely want to market it with a realtor. Even if you're a realtor yourself, you're gonna have to pay yourself when you do this, okay? Don't talk yourself into a deal and end up working for free. So for realtors, fees on something like this, it's 6%. So that will be 33,000. I'm gonna just round it to 30, just for easy math. Holding costs on this, I would say $1,000 a month, just for taxes and utilities and insurance and all that stuff. So insurance, if you buy this thing cash, your insurance will probably be a little less because you're not paying for flood insurance unless you want to. But if you buy this cash, it's not a requirement. You can self-insure on that. So that's part of a holding cost. I'll say $1,000 a month for the 3 months to fix it and 3 months to sell it, 6 months, so it's $6,000. And then, of course, the purchase price. Purchase price is negotiable as well. I put it down, my opinion, to make money on this place, you have to be around $250,000 all in, as far as, purchasing price. So for $250,000, if you can negotiate it down, obviously the lower you can buy this, the more profit you're going to make at the end. So $250,000 for the purchasing price. And then, of course, there is closing costs. Closing costs would be about $8,000 when it's all said and done. And then other, I want to put this on a different category because it's staging. Now, some people love it, some people hate it. I love it. Staging is $2,000, but you know what? If you sell this place 2 months earlier because of staging, you basically, get out faster, get your money out faster. But if you're trying to save the $2,000 on staging and you end up holding the property longer, chances are the longer you hold the property, the more or the less you're going to make on it, because the property, your chance of selling the property is the first, I say, 2 months. The third month is pushing it, but when you go to the fourth, fifth, and sixth month, you're going to have to lower the price on that. So you're going to lower the price. Why lower the price if you can just sell it in the first 2 months with just a $2,000 staging? It's worth every dime. I tell my sellers all the time, okay, let's put the extra $2,000 in it to do staging. I'm going to throw some pictures on here maybe for you guys to see before and after on another house, that the difference between staging and not staging. Without staging, this house didn't sell. With staging, we got a good offer on it within 12 days. So anyway, if my math works great, I kind of read off a note here anyways. At the end, I'm gonna show you what's on my iPad so you can see the numbers for yourself. But at the end of the day, you can do this in 6 months. You're looking at the profit about $124,000. The reason there are other costs. It depends on how you structure the deal, right? So the biggest thing is where the money is coming from. If you have the cash, that's one thing. But if you don't have the cash and it's borrowing cost, that really depends on where you get the money from, hard money lender, what rates you have, or you borrow money from friends and family and what you promise to pay them back. The reason why I don't put that in here, because it's too many variables for this kind of videos. It's not specific enough where you're borrowing money from friends and family and they basically just want their money back instead of charging you an interest rate versus a 12% interest rate for 6 months with a hard money lender. But blah blah blah. I know numbers is bored you to death, but at the end of the day, that's what it's about. Do not talk yourself into a deal just because you like a certain neighborhood or you like the style of the house. The number has to make sense, okay? And they have to consider all different aspect of it. But anyway, um, so with the water line right there, all the electrical underneath the water line or below the water line at that point all have to be replaced. And you will see this mark X on it. So I'm assuming that's bad. And the reason why that is inside the wire here, there might be paper wrapping the wire. And if water gets in there, it could cause a lot of problems, especially salt water. Yeah, so that's that. I will do next is I'm going to show you the numbers that I have on my iPad and just kind of highlights those numbers and recap that real quick for you. Like I said, you know, do not ever talk yourself into a deal. Go with the numbers, and numbers are just guidelines, you know, be conservative with it and learn how to negotiate. You might be able to negotiate the purchase price down. You might be able to do some of the work yourself. So just remember all of this while you look at the numbers that I'm going to put on the iPad for you. So here we go. Okay, so congratulations. You have endured this whole video all the way down to this point. Here's just a recap on these numbers. I, again, did not put in the borrowing costs because that is such a big variable and it depends on, you know, where you get the money. So if you put that money in there, you have to minus it from the profit. But here is the ARV. Okay, that is your after repair value. After repair value is $550,000. That's conservative. Now, if you do a good job and the market is hot, you should be able to sell higher than that. You know, today, just at the end of January of 2025, and similar houses like this sell close to 600,000, but we don't want to fool ourselves in saying, yeah, you know, we're going to sell it at that price because we don't want to be that thin, or we don't want to fool ourselves with that. So anyways, rehab costs, again, this is $130,000 to get this house back into marketable condition. The roof is new and the air conditioning newer, functional. So those two prices are not in there, plus the prices of windows. I did not put window price in there because it doesn't, you know, it depends on the windows that you get and if it's storm windows or not. So probably conservatively, you know, I have a similar house in Palm Harbor to replace just all the windows and stuff like that. It would probably run, and I'm not sure at all, of course, about 30,000 if you want to put windows in. But if you want to put storm windows in, it's going to go more than that. So that's something that you have to figure it out per house. But this is just a basic numbers. So very, very important. The 6%, you can negotiate this with your realtor as well. If you're a realtor yourself, then you can make some of this profit on your, you know, put back in your pocket. But as a business person and a smart person who don't trying to fool themselves, put the 6% in there. And
if your realtor will give you a discount on that, great, then you will make more than that. So that's about 33,000. Now, holding costs, I put it in for 6 months, and with insurance and yada yada yada, all this other costs for um, utilities and real estate tax and all that stuff. So roughly about $1,000 a month. Now, holding costs here, I just want to bring this point up again. If you have a loan on this, whatever loan, however you borrow the money, it's going to affect this number. Okay? That's your mortgage on it, and whatever you have to pay the interest or something like that. So you have to add it onto there. Okay? Now the purchasing price, this is what I would make an offer on as far as this particular property. It seems reasonable for me. Of course, the seller, they're gonna think it's worth a lot more than that. But if you can put out if you can talk them into, or anything below this number is a win for you, and that would be 250,000. If this was a house that's a knockdown house, of course you're going to pay a lot less. But this house is in great shape. You just need some interior stuff. Obviously, all the floors and drywall, as I showed you before. So this is negotiable. If you can bring it down to whatever, 200, then you have another $50,000 in profit there. Closing costs, something that you cannot get away with. This is, for this price of a house, $550,000, you're looking at about $8,000. Okay, that's something that pretty predictable. Now this is the thing that I mentioned before, staging. Staging for me is very, very critical. When you're in a market, when you're in the business of selling house, you want to sell the prettiest house. You want to buy the ugliest house, and you're going to turn it into a prettiest house. And the prettiest house is the house that's been staged. 9 out of 10 times, the staged house will sell faster at a better price. So those are the two things that takes a lot of profit out of your deal. If you're not selling it fast, your holding costs is going to eat into your profit. And then if you're not selling fast, you have to drop the price. That's also going to eat in your profit. So with this rough numbers, that's about $2,000. I know you might be able to negotiate a few $100 less than that, but that's the $2,000 is average. That leaves you $121,000. That is a rough gain that you rough profit. Now, if you, like I said, if you do the rehab work yourself, you're gonna save some money there. If you are a realtor or you have realtor friends that were willing to discount their service, you're gonna save some money there. Holding costs, 6 months, you should be able to get it done. My contractor say he can do the work in 2 months. So it takes a month to buy it, take him 2 months to put it together, and give you a realtor another 3 months to sell it. That's ample times. With us, we usually get our listing under contract within the first month. Okay, many of them in the first 2 weeks, because we make sure we get everything right in the staging and all that stuff. Purchasing price, again, that depends on if you're borrowing money or if you're doing cash. In this situation, I do it cash, but it's negotiable as well. So that's the number that you want to land in around that area. Closing cost is fixed, pretty much depends on the purchasing the sell price. And here we go. That's it. About $121,000, and it will take about 6 months. So that is That is basically, these are the numbers that I run, round number, as I walk around a property and I look at them. We've been doing this for 20 years. This is like a bare bone kind of thing. I obviously would, go back and plug in some other numbers that I want to put in, as far as, hey, if I can get granite top for a few $100s more or whatever, if I can shop around, and borrowing money, from whatever, 401k, IRA, or whatever, however, wherever you're going to get this money from, that's going to be borrowing costs. But at the end of the day, that's what you're looking at. So click the like button and subscribe to this channel. And I am doing a lot more of these properties coming up because there are just tons of them. And I'm sure I can do 3 hours on this house if you let me, because I can go through, all the codes and plumbing upgrades and electrical upgrades and blah, blah, blah. But that's for many other videos to come. So for that, thank you very much. Thank you for watching, and I am signing out. Have a great day. Bye-bye.